everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. Before we get any further, I do want to give a big thank you to Modelones for sponsoring today's video, along with sending over this polygel kit for me to try. So I have tried Modelones in the past. As you guys know, if you've been subscribed to my channel, I do really love their nail products. I think they are a really good quality brand, especially for a beginner, because their products are at a ultra affordable price. So in today's video, I'm going to be trying out this polygel kit from Modelones. This is a huge polygel kit. It does include 32 polygels. I've tried another polygel set like this from Modelones in a previous video, so I'll go ahead and leave that linked up in the cards. But I'm going to be trying this one today. You can purchase this kit from Amazon, and then you can also purchase it from Modelones. All of the links and discount codes will be down below in the description box. So let's jump in here, quickly unbox this polygel kit, take a look at everything that's included, and then I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and do some nails using the items in this kit. So here is the first look when you open up the box. Like I said, this is a huge polygel kit. There are a lot of goodies in here. Not only do we have 32 polygels, but we also have all of the other items that go along with doing polygel nails. So I'm just going to remove everything. We're going to take a look at everything bit by bit. So let's start here with the polygel instructions. So this is just the basic step-by-step. We have nail preparation, nail extension application. On the back, nail extension remove application. There's some tips, storage, contact us, warning, just the basics on how to use polygel. The next thing we have is the polygels. Like I've mentioned already, 32 polygels included in this kit. I'm just gonna set these aside for now, and then once I unbox everything else, I will come back to the polygels. The next item that is included, we have the base coat and the top coat, and I just have to say the Modelones top coat is one of my favorite glossy gel top coats. I feel like it has a really good consistency. The brush is also really nice. It's more of like an oval brush, so it makes it easy to apply. So we have both the base and the top coat, and these are both 10 ml bottles. The next thing we have are some paper nail forms. I've never used these, but these are included. So if you want to go ahead and build your nail and sculpt it yourself. The next item, we have some French tip nail guides, and these are just stickers to help you create a French tip if you are a beginner. The next item, we have this little rhinestone palette here. There's just some different colored rhinestones: red, green, purple, blue, pink, green, yellow, like a clear, black, a bunch of variety of different colored flat back rhinestones. The next item are some glitters or sequins. There's some butterfly sequins on the top here and some stars on the bottom. We have blue, red, black holographic stars, and then there's also some holographic and iridescent butterflies, pink, silver, and almost like a clear iridescent color. Very pretty, and these will be great for encapsulating, especially the butterfly ones. Those are going to be great for spring nail sets, and then the stars are kind of giving 4th of July. The next item, we have a pair of tweezers. These are perfect for peeling up stickers or even placing in those sequins or picking up rhinestones. They aren't super sharp, so maybe not the best for stickers, but tweezers definitely do come in handy. The next item we have is a cuticle pusher. This is a must-have when you are prepping your nails. So we have the cuticle pusher, and then on the opposite end here, you can use this to scrape up your dead cuticle. Talking about cuticles, we also have this little cuticle cutter tool where you go around and it can help clean up and cut your dead cuticle. We have a pair of nail clippers. That way, if you want to clip down the length of your natural nails. The next item we have is the standard polygel brush. So pretty much in any polygel kit that you purchase, you are going to get one of these polygel brushes. It has a spatula on one end, and then the opposite end has a polygel brush. So it is dual-ended, and these are perfect for applying your polygel. You can use the spatula to shape up the free edge. You could also use the spatula by putting polygel on the spatula end and then putting it into the dual form or onto your nail. The next item we have is another brush. This you can use, you can use this to apply your polygel, but I feel like it is more of like a cleanup brush for nail art. And then the opposite end also has a dotting tool. So yes, this will be great for if you want to do any type of nail art. Maybe you can use it as a cleanup brush, and then you do get a dotting tool. The next item, we have some nail striping tape. I do not remember a time I have ever used this nail striping tape. I know there is a lot of different things that you can do with it, but we do have 2 gold and 2 silver. The next item is some slip solution. We do have 2 bottles. Both of the bottles are 15 ml. Personally, when I'm doing polygel nails, I just prefer using some sort of like rubbing alcohol. I've used 50% up to 91%, and that is just my favorite slip solution, but this kit does offer slip solution. So if you do not have access to rubbing alcohol, you can of course still do your nails by using the slip solution that's included. The next item that is included in this polygel kit is a hand file, and I'm pretty positive that this is probably a 100-180 grit. We have some alcohol pads, and these are great for dehydrating your natural nails. You can also use these to clean up any nail dust, or these are also going to be great for when you apply your polygel. Polygel does have a sticky layer, so this can help remove that sticky layer before filing. The next item, we have some nail glue gel. So this will be great for going in and applying those rhinestones or any nail charms you may have, and this is a 5 ml. The last item in that big bag of nail supplies, not everything in the polygel kit, but that supply bag, we do have these polygel clips. These are great for if you're a beginner using dual forms. I know a lot of people like to place their dual form and then use one of these clips to be able to smooth the underside. You can also use these if you're using full cover nail tips, and pretty much the same method. So 2 of these are included. The next item included in this kit are some dual forms. Recently, I've really been loving dual forms. I haven't completely decided today if I'm going to use dual forms or full cover nail tips, but those are my 2 favorite ways of applying polygel. When I first started, I didn't like dual forms, but then once I got the hang of using polygel and I understood a bit more the consistency, how to move it around, I felt like that's when I started to really like using dual forms. So we do have just the standard dual forms. These ones from Modelones are actually my favorite. They aren't super curved, and I feel like you can get a really nice square shape when using these ones. The next item, I'm not going to open this up just because I have so many of these, and I'm sure just by looking at this picture, you guys know what it is. It is a UV LED nail lamp. I personally don't like using these to fully cure my polygel. Something like this, in my opinion, would be used as a flash cure lamp, just because I feel like it is not strong enough to fully cure polygel. That is just how I feel about it. But you can use this to cure your polygel if you feel it cures your polygel fine. In my opinion, I don't feel it does because it is only a 6-watt nail lamp, and I just don't think that is strong enough to fully cure polygel. But either way, this is included, and it is just a mini UV LED nail lamp. And the last item included in this polygel kit are the 32 different polygels. All of the polygels do come individually packaged, but the polygels, just like a normal Modelones polygel, we do have the almost like a color swatch with the number, and then these are 15 ml tubes of polygel. So they are a pretty standard size tube of polygel. They aren't full size, but getting 15 or 32 bottles of 15 ml polygel, I think that's a pretty good deal, along with everything else that you do get in this polygel kit. So I'm going to go ahead, open all of these up. I'm going to remove the seals. I'm also going to swatch them. I'm going to do that off camera just because there are 32 colors, and that will take quite a bit of time to do. So I'll go ahead and do that off camera, and then I'll come back with all of the colors and you will be able to see all of the 32 swatches. Here are the swatches. This took me forever to do, but I unpackaged all of the polygels and then I also removed the seals. All of the polygels were sealed, and then I went and swatched all of the 32 polygel colors, and here they all are. This one here is a clear polygel. I wasn't going to swatch it, and then I decided I would go ahead, so that's why that swatch is so tiny, but that one is a clear, and then this one here is also a clear with some black glitter in it, and then we have all of the other colors. A very good variety. We have some pastels, some brighter colors. There's also some nice nudes in here, some darker colors. Again, very good like variety in color. I see a lot of colors in here that I really get drawn to. I think this is also a pretty decent palette for like all of the different like holidays or seasons. There's pastels in here that would be great for spring, and then there's some darker colors that would be good for like fall, and some brighter ones for summer. So overall, good variety of colors in here, and I do really like this kit. Like I mentioned, I will go ahead and leave this kit linked down below in the description box. And then there's also different color kits that you can choose from. So maybe if you aren't a fan of these colors, definitely check out their other kits because they have ones with different polygel colors. I went ahead and applied my peel off base coat. I did go ahead and buff the surface just very gently of my peel off base coat. That way my fingers are crossed that when it comes time to filing, all of the nails stay on. I do struggle a little bit when it comes to polygel. I've been getting a lot of questions what peel off base coat I use. I just use like a DIY peel off base coat, DIY pop off method. I apply some cuticle oil to my natural nails, I rub that in, and then I go in with a layer of top coat and cure that, and that's what I use for my peel off base coat. So when it comes to polygel, this peel off base coat sometimes works a little too good, and when it comes to filing the nails, I will have a few of them pop off. So I went in and buffed the surface, hoping that that will help a little bit. I also decided that I will be using dual forms, so I went in and sized out my dual forms, and then I just have my brush and slip solution ready. I wanted to do some spring nails, so I picked out some of the pastel colors, a yellow, purple, blue, and pink, and I think I'm going to use all 4 of these colors for today's nail set. And I also decided that I'm going to be doing some ombres, so I'm going to be using this nude polygel, and this will be my nail bed color for all of the nails, and then I will just be going in with these polygel colors and mixing it up and using these colors to create the ombres. So I won't be using this color yet because this is going to be my second color in the ombres, and for the second color, that will be the color that will cure onto my natural nail plate, if that makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and start with the ombres. So I'm going to start with the yellow color, and for my polygel ombres, I always like to go in with the color that will be the tip of the nail, and I consider this the first polygel color. And then I'll just go in and mold this to the dual form, just like I would if I'm doing an entire nail one color. But instead of taking this up for like the whole nail, I'm going to fade it out and start creating that ombre effect in the nail. Like you can see I'm doing here. I'm just taking that polygel up to a certain distance, but then starting to thin it out. That way, when I go in with that nude color of polygel, I'll have a really nice transition between the nude and the yellow polygel to really create that ombre. For the nail length, I'll then just smooth the rest of this out, and I'm going to try my best to get in here and create a nice square shape. But when it comes time to filing, I won't have to worry, but that spatula really helps. You can just scrape it right out and get the shape that you are looking for. And then once I do have this first color laid into the doll form, I always like to flip it over just because I want to see how the underside is looking, and I feel like it's up just a little too far. So I'm going to go back in and just try to move that polygel down somewhat. That way it isn't super far up the nail and I can have a nice transition between the yellow and the nude. Doing polygel ombres in doll forms are really not that hard. I'm not good with doing French tips. I probably couldn't do a French tip in a doll form, but for ombres, it's really easy. It may look quite hard, but something I will say, doing a polygel ombre in a doll form with a glitter polygel is definitely a lot easier. I feel like glitter ombres are just easier to begin with, but either way, I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to keep flipping the nail over just because I want to make sure that it looks good on the front side, and once I do like it, I will then just cure this nail. It's okay to cure this first layer of polygel because it isn't going to interfere with me actually applying this nail. I feel it's a lot easier to just cure this first layer of polygel to get it over with. That way when I go in with that second coat of polygel, the nude color, I don't have any issue with the colors mixing or blending since the first color is already cured. So since I like this nail, I'm going to cure this for 30 seconds. And now I'm going to move on to my next nail, just repeating that same exact process, but instead of the yellow, I'm going to use the purple polygel. Something I have mentioned in my past polygel videos where I have used Modelones Polygel or Modelones Polygel kits was about how I really like the consistency of the Modelones Polygel. I feel like it is a really good consistency. I'm not constantly needing to dip my brush into my slip solution. I feel that I can work with the polygel without it being super sticky. And personally, I don't like when my polygel is very sticky. I like a firmer, stiffer polygel just because it's a lot easier to work with. And I feel like that type of polygel is just a little bit more beginner friendly. So the Modelones Polygel does really have a great consistency. It is really easy to work with, and you can obviously see me here working with this polygel. This footage isn't sped up, it is in real time, and you can see that I am having a very easy time working with the polygel. Even with like molding it in the doll forms and creating that ombre effect going up the nail, it is really easy to work with and get it how you want it in the doll form without it being super sticky and constantly sticking to your brush. So after I do have one nail complete, I will then go ahead and cure that nail for 30 seconds, and then I'll just move on to the next nail and switching up the colors and just using a different color but repeating the same process. So I'm just going to go ahead and let the rest of this part play out, and then once I'm finished with all of the pastel colors, I will hop back on and explain the next steps when it comes time for me to apply the nude polygel. Here are how the nails are looking after I am finished with the first color of Polygel on all of the nails. I really love these pastels. I think they look so pretty. Very pretty, like Easter colors too. So now I'm going to go in with my second color of Polygel, and to finish off the ombre, I'm going to be using this Nude Polygel. So this will be my second color, and this is the color that is going to be used to apply these nails to my natural nails. So this colored polygel, the yellow, purple, pink, and blue, this polygel is all cured. So this honestly kind of helps a lot, especially if you're struggling with dull forms, because the main part of the nail is already cured, and now you're just going to be applying the color that you're going to be using to adhere the nails. So I'm just going to go in, and obviously this color isn't going to cover the entire nail, so I'm going to keep that in mind and just go in with a little bit of polygel, and then I'm going to do the same process just by molding that to the dual form, and then I will drag it down a little bit just to finish off that ombre and go over top of the colored polygel just so we can have a really nice seamless ombre. I like to do my nails all first, and then I'll go in and apply them at once. So I'm just going to go in, I'm going to apply this Nude Polygel, which I just have to say real quick, this nude is very pretty. But I'm going to go in, apply this Nude Polygel to all of the nails, and then I'll apply them to my natural nails. So I'm just going to apply the nude, I'll pop it back on my nail stand and repeat the process on the rest of the nails. And then I will hop back on and apply them. Here are the nails after I have my second polygel color applied, which is that Nude Polygel. I have not done any curing on these nails yet because now I'm actually going to apply them to my natural nails. So to apply them, I'm just going to pop the dual form off of the nail stand, and then I'm going to place it down on my natural nail. Like I mentioned, I do already have my nails prepped. I just have a peel off base coat applied. So I'm going in, pressing down the dual form, and making sure it's in place. I'm also cleaning up any polygel if necessary. I like to clean around the cuticle, and then I also like to go on the underside and smooth the polygel out and make sure that no polygel is touching my skin. Once I do have the nail tip in place, I will do a flash cure on these nails, and that is that little like LED nail lamp that comes in this kit. That is perfect for the flash cures. And then I'm going to repeat the process and apply all of the other nails. After I do have all of the nails applied, I will do a full 60-second cure in my large nail lamp just to make sure that the polygel is fully cured. Here are the nails after I have them all applied and they are fully cured. I'm now going to pop off my dual forms, and I'm really hoping that none of the nails pop off. Yay, none of the nails popped off, and these look so good. I do have an air bubble in this blue nail here, which is kind of a bummer, but I'm just going to fill that in with some blue polygel real quick. I'm just going to take like a very small amount. This usually doesn't happen, so keep that in mind, but I just want to fill that in before I begin my filing. So I'm just going to take a very small amount of polygel and just go in and go over top of the nail there. That way I can just fill in that air bubble, and then I will cure this in the nail lamp. You can see it barely looks like I did anything, but now that air bubble is gone, so that's good. And when it comes to filing, that air bubble should not reappear, so I'm just going to go ahead and cure that real quick. Before I begin my filing, I'm going to take a lint-free wipe and just wipe off these nails to remove the sticky layer. And for my filing, I'm just going to start off with a hand file and go in and crisp up the nail shape. I'm now going to go in with my e-file and clean up around the cuticle area. I'm now going to take a buffer and buff the surface of the nails. I am going to do this very gently though, that way I do not remove the ombre. Here are the nails after they are all buffed and filed. I'm now just going to take a dust brush to remove all of the nail dust. Here are how the nails are looking. I am now going to go in with a layer of top coat. I'm going to apply this to all of the nails and do a 30-second cure. for the nails, after I have the top coat applied, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really know what nail art or what I wanted to add on top of these nails. So I'm just gonna keep it very simple. I'm gonna go with my absolute favorite nail charms for spring, and I'm gonna use these flower charms. They have the perfect colors to match with the blue, pink, purple, and yellow. So I'm just gonna go in with a few of these. I think what I'm gonna do is just put like 2 at the cuticle area on each of the nails, keeping it very, very simple. And I almost forgot, this Polygel kit includes nail glue gel. So I'm going to be using this product. I'm also just gonna use a dotting tool. This is a pretty thick consistency. So I'm just gonna use the dotting tool to put it on the nail. After I had the flower charms applied, I did do a 30-second cure, and then I also went in with the gold beads. I just did that off camera because it's a little bit easier to do, but once I had those placed into the rhinestone gel, I also did another 30-second cure, and here are how the finished nails are looking. I absolutely love how these turned out. I really do love the Polygel Ombres with the pastel colors. I think it turned out so gorgeous. I'm now going to go in with my cuticle oil. I'm going to apply that to my cuticles, rub that in to nourish them, and of course, like I always say, top off the nail set. And here is the finished look of the nails. I think these are so perfect. If you want to do these for Easter, this would be the perfect Easter nail set. And these are also so perfect for spring. I really do love, like I said, the ombres. I think it turned out really nice. Usually when I'm doing ombres using like polygels with dual form or full cover nail tips, they do always turn out really nicely. I don't think I could get a ombre that looks this good if I am like building the nail using like half cover nail tips, but full cover and dual forms come to the rescue because I love how this ombre turned out. I do really love this polygel kit, and these 4 colors here are so perfect for spring. Here's the finishing look of these nails. I really hope that you guys did enjoy today's video. I had so much fun creating these pastel ombre spring nails, and I feel like the flowers were really the perfect touch because they don't take away from the ombre, but they just add a little bit more with the matching flower to the matching like color of the ombre. I will link the products that I used in today's video down below in the description box. Thank you again to Modelones for sponsoring today's video. I definitely recommend you guys checking out these polygel kits. You get so many colors and you can create so many fun nail sets using this kit. But as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.